So let your attention come down into the body and feel. Feeling all the different sensations, all the different experiences that make up this thing we call body. The word body covers over so much. And just now, as you kind of feel and sink into just the way your body feels right now. So you're present in a non-judgmental way. In other words, if you hear the mind trying to judge what it finds, categorize it in any way, just step back from that and open to just feeling things as they are. If your body's like mine, it's got places that feel a little achy. But for now, you just receive things as they are, just feeling. Just the felt sense of the body. And the felt sense of the mind, which is maybe a little more vague. But just knowing the state of the mind right now, just recognizing that. If you're a little anxious about being in the class, just noticing that. Or maybe there's a little bit of a follow-up from having to speak in front of people, a little more adrenaline than usual. Whatever you might notice, maybe you're sleepy, you're tired, you're worried. So just let the state of mind register and be known. There's really nothing else to do right now but be present, be mindful. And if I can say, I'd say give your body 90% of your attention and your mind about 10. Otherwise, you'll be drawn into thinking about things. So mostly we're going to sink into the body and the breath. So feel this breath right now. Notice where you feel it. Notice what changes moment to moment with the breath. And just let yourself breathe naturally. There's not a special way to breathe. The way you're breathing just naturally is fine. And as you're breathing and noticing your breathing, relax. Another way to say it is just letting there be space for whatever's present, even if it's a bit of an ache or something less than pleasant. Just in the presence that you bring, in the quality of presence, let there be an opening, a space to know what's here, just as it is. Now I'm going to lead you on a scan through the body just to bring you more deeply into the body. So beginning with the scalp, it's being present and feeling, sinking into whatever sensation, whatever experience is that we call scalp. Letting your full sensitivity come alive. Pressures, warmth, coolness, pulsing, tingling, vibrating. And I'm going to add something I don't normally, which I think is appropriate for this class, just feeling this, the space or the volume that the scalp occupies. And the sides of the head, including the ears. The face. If you notice you're holding tension in the face that you don't have to, in other words, you could consciously relax it, go ahead and do that around the eyes, in the jaw, around the lips, in the cheeks. I find there's usually some tension that I don't have conscious control over. The face is quite complex. So just feeling, just receiving whatever's left once you relax the face. The neck and throat. The shoulders. Along with noticing volume or space with all of those sensations. Sometimes there's a feeling of tightness or cramped, lack of space. Just let that be noticed. See if you can be just open and present around whatever that tightness is. Without the feeling you have to fix it or change it. Instead, just receive it. Like a soft, receptive mental energy. To just notice the places that are tight. The arms and hands. Now, whenever your mind wanders off and you notice that, just come back and feel the body. It's not a problem if it does it a lot. That's just one more thing to notice. Just each time you become aware, it's wandering off, thinking about something else, just return. Just start again. So now the upper back and the chest. Notice any movement or tendency in the mind to try to fix something. We're so good at thinking we know what's wrong. And when it comes to anything, but also the body. So when there's something maybe unpleasant, it's really easy to have the mind kick in and go into fix-it mode. See if you can just notice that and step back from it. Allow something to just be the way it is and soften the mind around it. So you can just simply feel in presence. So now the abdomen and lower back. And the pelvic area. The legs. and the feet. Let your attention feel the entire bottom of the foot and all 10 toes. I actually think if you only had a little bit of time to meditate, you could do this feeling your feet, and it would be very beneficial. There's something about letting the attention go into the feet. I find that they, just of themselves, without me doing anything, they start to take up more space. They start to lengthen and relax and open. See if you find the same thing. Just bringing that kind of gentle presence of feeling. And now letting your attention dilate again to include the whole body. Feeling the whole bodily form. All the sensations that make it up and the space that it occupies. Just feeling a sense of volume in the body. And also noticing that the space of the body is the same space around the body and beyond the body. Sensations seem to create a form. But it's within an opening, a space, which is the space of awareness itself. And go ahead and dilate this out if you can feel how there's a felt sense of space going out in all directions, past the limit of the sensations of the body. Can't tell you why I love feeling this behind myself. It has a special quality. So now after going big, we're going to come back and kind of condense around feeling the breath. So as we did in the beginning, just letting the breath breathe itself. You don't have to make it breathe in a particular way. But feeling and receiving each breath. Letting your full sensitivity be present in breathing. If something feels tight or constrained about the breath, controlled, just let that be known. Step back from any tendency to try to correct it. Just let it be felt and known. with a soft mind, a gentle noticing. You can notice anything gently if you'd like, but it's particularly important to have that word on hand when something in the body might be tight, something in the body might be unhappy. To let the mind be gentle in feeling it. So breathing, each breath, feeling each breath. Thinking happens. And there's a moment when it's noticed. That happens too. And at that moment when it's noticed, return to feeling the breath. If something happens in the body that's strong enough to draw your attention, sensation somewhere, it's okay to Make that what you notice for a while. Don't feel like you've got to exclude it to stay with the breath. And you can experiment with how narrowly or widely to be with the breath. I tend to feel most of the body when I breathe. More commonly, you're taught to just feel the rise and fall of the abdomen, or just the touch of the breath at the tip of the nostril or the upper lip. But I like the big view. You can experiment just to see which evokes presence the best, the easiest for you. Go with what's easy. Go with what's natural, in a sense, for being with breathing. And then in these final minutes, I would suggest that you enjoy breathing. Whatever that means, that would shift if you made this less of a task and more of just enjoyment.